Hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm Shikhar. I am having more than 11 years of software industry experience. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to create animated architecture diagrams. You guys must have seen this kind of animated and interactive architecture diagram over LinkedIn nowadays a lot, right? It fascinates us a lot, but we don't know how to create it. So I'll be showing you how to create those during this particular video. So for this context, I would be using a very simple, small applications architecture. I am not taking a big application architecture to make things simple. I would be using a free version of raw.io for this particular exercise. And the diagram would be exported in SVG format from the raw.io. And also, I will also show you guys how to, have GIF for the particular diagram, for this diagram. So before resting much time, let's jump onto the actual implementation. So let's go to draw.io. Yep. So let's create a new diagram, a blank one like this. So first I would be, having a simple pan in which all of my component would reside, right? So like this sample, right? And so first color this particular thing. Let's color it like this. And have a rectangle for having client application. So let's say I'm having mobile, oops, sorry, mobile, right? Call it Chrome, yeah, right. So yeah, so right. Cool. So these are my what client application, right? Here, let's color this particular thing though this, okay, and have a rectangle here for backend flow, how the request is flowing. Right here is, for example, my, let's say, API gateway. Let's call this thing API gateway. Okay, okay, and let's color this background by this, right? And have this particular thing, let's say by this. You can choose any color of your choice, right? It doesn't matter. And now let's see if, let's take an example of if my application having three microservices, right? So I'm just control C and control V as I am having that, right, inside the pen. Okay, so these three are my microservices. So let's color it. Let's pick this one. Okay, service A, service B, and service C. Okay, and let's take a box for database, right? Database. Let's see if we are using one database per service architecture here. And for instance, right? So let's have three DBs. And let's say after the processing from services, uh, the services are, sending some events or messages onto Kafka stream, let's say, right? Yeah. So we have the components. Now let's try to, connect the boxes. So the request will first, land to my API gateway, and the API gateway will, forward the request to the corresponding service, right? So let's have it here. The first is that Control C, Control V. second flow, and the third one. Okay, I know. Yeah. So, and this service A is sending some event to Kafka, and service C is also sending some event to Kafka. For example, Kafka streams, right? Yep, and there are some interaction between databases. So let's do that, right? Okay, so went to edit and selected all the edges, right? So first, let's is the color of this to be, let's say, white, as all of my background is little quite, darker. So white would be more uh, viewable here, right? So, and now I click edges again to have that animated flow. Then after selecting the edges, I'll go to property, and here somewhere in the middle I'll see the flow animation. That's the property which I need to select. Once I select it, you can see, right, the flow is moving. So the request is coming from client application to API gateway. Let's move it. Then API gateway is going there and so on. So if I want to export it, I'll go here, click export. I go to file, then I'll click export, then I'll click SVG, and then export it, right? If I click on this particular thing, right, we can see an exported SVG, which is, having flow text. Now, some of the application like LinkedIn doesn't support SVG, right? So we would need a GIF out of it. So here I am using Mac. So in Mac, I downloaded and installed a utility called CAP, KAP, which is quite simple to use. Windows user can use other converters, right? Other screen recorders. So I'm just, for the example, I'm using CAP here. So if I go click on CAP, it will ask me, to select the area which I want to capture. Let's say I want to capture this much, right? I don't want much, just this one. And then when I click on record, it'll start recording. Then I'll go and stop it. It will ask me to, copy to clipboard or save to disk. I can create MP4 and all, but I want GF for now. Save to disk, and then I'll click convert. It will ask me for the location. Let's say I'll pick desktop, right? So let's save. It is converting. It will take hardly few seconds. Yep. So it converted it. Now let's say Chrome, right? So this was simple, right? In my next video, I'll show you guys how to create this or even more interactive, having more animations in the architecture itself using Microsoft PowerPoint. As of now, as of the current date, free version of Totodile have some of the limitation, so which bound us somehow, right, to have more animations in our diagram. So I would be taking you guys through PowerPoint implementation of designing and creating architectures in my next video. So stay tuned, and please like, share, and subscribe my channel Uncomplex IT for this kind of content in future. Take good care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.